Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us to hear more about the Manitowoc County Youth Apprenticeship Program. Youth Apprenticeship is a program that allows current sophomores and current juniors to apply for either their junior or senior year to do a youth apprenticeship in an area that they are interested in pursuing a career in. We have everything from engineering to healthcare to automotive to diesel technician to manufacturing with welding to construction trades. We offer over 30 different program areas. We're going to have several of our students today talk a little bit about their experience with youth apprenticeship and why they decided to pursue the youth apprenticeship and what their day looks like with YA as a part of their day and school as well. We will be starting off the process for next year for the school year 2021-22 youth apprenticeship program. And that'll start with our information meetings. We have 2 general information sessions just to review the YA program on December 2nd at 5:30 and December 7th at 5:30. And then we will have a Manitowoc County specific virtual event on January 11th, starting at 5:30. And again, that'll be specific to Manitowoc County, so we can share what our local businesses that are participating to give you a better idea of who you could potentially work for within the program. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to our first current YA student, Trinity.
Hi, I'm Trinity Schlorf. I'm from Reidsville High School. I work at Parker Hannafin in Manitowoc, and I am an engineering apprentice. I did the engineering program because I saw it as a great opportunity to improve my knowledge on the engineering program and explore my options throughout that program. I got placed in the automation department at Parker, where I work with robots, a lot like I would with my robotics club. My day looks like me going to work in the morning, starting off at 6, and then at 9 I go to school. I do a full day of school, and that leaves my end of the days open for extracurricular activities such as drama club, sports, or robotics. The application process may seem a little bit scary, but don't let it daunt you. It's a great opportunity, and it is well worth the effort you put in. Sometimes there aren't as many spots available as you'd think for youth apprentice students. For example, when I applied, there were 12 people that applied for the same position as me, but only one spot available. I believe later on they did decide to take on another engineering apprentice, but you never know what coming out of the chute. You have to play it like it's your only interview and give it your all. I love being in the youth apprenticeship program because it correlates everything I do on a standard day for my other clubs, such as communicating and working with robots and any mechanical things that I do. And it's just amazing the things I learn. I've learned so much already. When I was a 10th grader and in all your guys' seats, I wanted to go and pursue a job in engineering, and this youth apprenticeship program gave me the opportunity to take on that before I go on to have a degree and later on maybe find out that it's not something I want to pursue. So it gives you an opportunity to figure out your interests and look for something that you really enjoy. You do get paid to learn, and that's a really good benefit, but it's not everything. You're not going to start out at standard pay. You are going to start out with whatever your company wants to give you. And even if it's not as much as you would be making at, per se, a restaurant, waitressing, or something like that, you're getting well worth your money, the money that you get paid, and adding the education that you get for free by going to LTC programs or working with the other people in your area. I like most about my job having the free reign to do and design whatever I want to a certain extent, just as long as it completes the task at hand, just as I would from my robotics team. So it gives me a good opportunity to use the skills that I have used in my other clubs and put them on the table at use at work. Um, After high school, I'm going to be pursuing a job in mechanical engineering, and I will be going to UW Platteville. And the youth apprenticeship program looks very good on college applications and scholarships because you already have the experience that a lot of people are looking for, and it will help you get, for say, another internship, a bigger internship for bigger companies, showing them that you already have experience in the program.
Great, thanks, Trinity. Next up, we'll have Noah.
Hello, I'm Noah Bratz. I am a junior in high school. I go to Valders High School. I work at WST Fab. Every day in the morning, I roll out at 4:30 so I can head to work for 5, kind of early for some people. And every morning starts off saying morning, Al. And I go to work. He sends me a task. Sometimes it's PMs, preventative maintenance, for like all the different machines we have weekly and monthly. A lot of the time, it's running machines actually by myself. They say, here's your print, go read it. I don't set up yet, but I just run a part, check it with so many fancy equipment. I micrometers, height gauges, bore mics, all sorts of stuff. And every once in a while I'll crash a machine or two, and they don't get mad. They're really forgiving, which is great because you know they're really nice about that. They're like, hey, did you learn from it at least? I'm like, yep, I did. I won't do it again. And then when you crash it again, at least it's not the same mistake. And then they're like, oh, well, I guess we'll have to go around it, and we just keep on. And that's what I do every day. I just wake up in the morning, go to work, 5 to 9, machine stuff. It's a lot of fun. So the other thing is I go to LTC, and right now for the first semester and the second semester, it's a blueprint reading class, and then which is reading prints, diagrams of the parts and whatnot. So I know what's getting done, the operations, and make sure everything's within spec. And then the other one I have is shop tools and fasteners, whereas I'm learning what the basic hand tools are, and cutting fluid and all sorts of basic general stuff that you should really know before you go there, how to measure. And a lot of it I am ahead on because when I first started at my youth apprenticeship at WST Fab, the first solid 3 weeks was just measuring parts, 6 8 hour day, just measuring parts. And and now I know how to do it, and they trust me. There's been times where I've not measured things right, but I learned from it. And every day is just learning. You may learn something new. Like you might realize that if you put in the wrong fluid in something, that's not always the best thing, and then you just move on. But you learn from that. It's just really a learning game. And I make good money for what I do. Yeah, you can make more money, doing farm work or waitressing or whatever. But for what I do and the LTC they're paying for, and they pay for your books and everything, which I think the 2 books I got, that was like $300, which if I were to pay that now, that's almost like 40 hours of me working, which is crazy. In that way, or 30, it's a lot of money. So in that way, you're getting it out of it. And if you hate school, like some people, you get to work, and I love work. And it's just it's been a lot of fun with everyone, and I appreciate everyone I work with, and that's it.
Thanks, Noah. Next up, we have Ethan.
Hello. I'm a youth apprenticeship accountant at Shoreline Credit Union, and I'm a senior at Lincoln High School. And I've been doing this now for 2 years, and it's something that I really enjoy. And a typical day for me, now that I know as much as I do, 1 week I'll follow one routine, and then the next week I'll follow another routine. And there's different things on these routines that other accountants can do. And it's crazy that I can do it. I never thought that I would know how to do this stuff when I first started doing accounting, but I can, and it's really cool. And I also have to take a class at LDC for my related instruction that you have to take when you do the YA program. And like Noah said, you do have everything paid for, which is really, really nice because you know how expensive stuff can be. And the way that I got this job is I took an interview, and it's me, and then there was 3 companies in there. And the way that you sign up for this interview process is once you fill out the application, the whole YA program will get you signed in for these interviews, and then you will do a mock interview, and then that will basically be the same questions that these companies will ask you. And it's really good doing these mock interviews because you feel comfortable, and they'll help you, and they give you a lot of tips on how to do good for your interviews, so you're not feeling as worried as you have to be. I also say that this program is really good because there's so much stuff you can learn outside of just the job that you want to do. You can learn basic life skills that will be so important to you while you're working in the future. Also, you get to do some really cool stuff, and you get paid like everyone else has said, which is really cool. And after I do the YA program, I just want to go to Whitewater for accounting, and I want to get a CPA, which is a certified public accountant. And I'm really glad that I know I sure want to do that, because if I didn't do accounting YA, I might not know if accounting is the best thing for me. But since I did this, I really know that I like to do accounting, and that's why you should do a youth apprenticeship. And even if you feel like, oh, I might not want to do it, I might miss out on things, they're really helpful with you, and they'll work around your schedules. So I just say you should do it. It's really good.
Great, thanks, Ethan. Next up, we have Seth.
I'm Seth Schreiber. I'm gonna go to Michigan High School, and I work at Bartow Builders and have a youth apprenticeship in carpentry. And when I was a 10th grader, I kind of had no idea what I was doing, but I knew I like working with my hands. So I started looking into the trades and went to all the careers or the clusters you had the option to go to, and reached out to Brandon himself and asked if he was looking for an apprentice. And the reason I chose carpentry is because you get exposed to all the trades, and so you'll see everything from what plumbers to electricians and HVAC people do. So you'll get exposure to it all in that trade. And big pros, there's a lot of pros to it. You get paid to learn, just like everyone else, and you learn a lot of useful skills outside of the field itself. Say like if you own your own house down the road and you want to fix a door or install a new window, you'll learn all those little skills throughout time. Like on my daily basis, I don't always know what I'm getting into that day, so it varies a lot. Like one day I could be siding or putting in windows, framing. There's a lot of different skills you'll end up learning. I also did get involved in LTC classes. I got my OSHA 30 card last year, and that's a very useful card to have that employers down the road will look at if they look at considering you if you had it. I also took a print reading class and learned all about the symbols and what it takes to make a print before the building process starts. And that's about all I have.
Great, thank you, Seth. Next up, we have Mackenzie.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Shaw. I'm a senior attending Lincoln High School. I work at Parker Hannafin in the maintenance department. I wanted to do the YA program so I could get a head start in a career that I thought I would enjoy. And for me, a typical day at work involves me doing my 5S, which is some cleaning things that everyone in maintenance has to do. And then I also shadow a mentor. We do work orders together, and yeah, there are so many benefits for doing YA. You're ahead in learning something you enjoy, or you figure out that maybe that job is not right for you. And that's also good too, so that you don't spend so much money in college and then you come out and you don't want to even do that job. In school, my related instruction, I didn't take any LTC classes, but I took some tech ed classes at school, which were welding and woodworking, which helped me learn how to fabricate while doing maintenance. And if you are at all thinking of doing YA, I push you to do it because there's nothing to lose. You're literally going to a career that you might like and really enjoy, which is super good because then you know that that's something you actually really want to do. And what I like the most is how friendly and helping everyone is at my job. Everyone says good morning to each other, and or everyone's just, it seems like home sometimes, and it's really nice. And then YA has helped me decide that after school I want to attend UW Platteville and go for engineering. I know that's not what I'm here for at Parker, but I like working with my hands, and engineering is just a different type of thing, and maintenance is kind of, I don't know, they overlap. So I just decided that engineering was right for me, and I hope that you give YA a try. You will benefit from it just like I have, and yeah, so.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Next up, we have Camille.
Hi, I'm Camille. I go to Michigan High School and I'm a senior. This is my first year doing YA. So I basically decided to do YA because I worked in a nursing home and I really wanted the opportunity to work in the hospital. So I decided to apply for a very competitive position at Holy Family Hospital. There was 3 other people applying for it. And I guess my advice for that would be, for the interview process, would be just sell yourself. You need to just tell them why you would be the best candidate for the position. It can be very nerve-wracking, but as long as you come in confident, you know what you're going to talk about, and you just know yourself, you'll do fine. So a little bit about what I actually do. I work on the medical surgical unit at Holy Family. I'm as a CNA, so I shadow a unit technician. On a daily basis, I get to work around 5:45 in the morning, and I start by receiving report about the patients from night shift, and then I go around, I do vitals, I'll do their blood sugars. One of my favorite parts is actually meeting all the new patients. It's a lot different from my other job in the nursing home, because I get to work with all different age groups. You can work with people as young as like 15 years old and as old as like 100. So it's really nice to see both sides of the spectrum and get to know a lot of different people. I think it's really cool also that I get to work with doctors and nurses. I plan to go into nursing, so this helped me to ensure my decision to go to nursing school next year. So I think it's really cool. I get to see what they do on a daily basis. I get to work hand in hand with them. Everyone there is super nice. It's really cool because the nurses they're there with you. They're going to help you. They help you through it. And everyone's very nice there. Overall, YA has definitely helped me to make the decision to attend Mankato State next year and major in nursing. And I'm really excited to do that. So yeah.
Great. Thanks, Camille. And last but not least, we have Ian.
All right, so my name is Ian Williams. I go to Two Rivers High School and I work for Hubbard Electric. I'm in the electrical field. I chose the YA program because I wanted to work and still go to school. And I chose a trade because I knew I wanted to work with my hands, and just electrical piqued my interest. And that's what you kind of got to find out, is what piques your interest and get into that field. A typical day for me is I'll wake up and go to work at 7, and then I'll work for 4 hours and then come home and then eat and go to school and then do practices for sports. I would recommend you find something that you're interested in and pursue that, even if it doesn't end up being your full occupation. I like about my job that I'm flexible in my times. I can go to a job site, then go to a different job site, and then still be home for school. After the YA program in high school, I will be going into the union to get my journeyman's and become an electrician fully right out of high school. So, I mean, pretty much set to get a job right out of high school. And that's what the YA program has done for me. It's enjoyable. I would recommend you do it.
Great, thank you, Ian. So to wrap up talking about youth apprenticeship, just a couple points that I wanted to bring up. As Noah mentioned, it is not an expectation you go to work on day one and you know exactly what you're doing. You have a mentor that you work with, multiple mentors actually, and they are able to teach you. You're going to make mistakes and that's totally fine. It's the important thing is that you learn from those mistakes. As Trinity had mentioned, extracurricular as well as Ian, they do participate in extracurriculars, whether it be robotics or sports, trap shooting. So that is definitely an option. Employers sometimes are looking for different hours that the students are available. Some employers are willing to work around sports and activities and have students in the morning, while other employers may be looking for more of afternoon. That's going to vary quite a bit by the program area. So youth apprenticeship requires you to work 450 work hours. That's approximately 12 to 15 hours to meet that 450 for one school year. If the students, as several of them had mentioned, they did a 2-year program, it's a total of 900 hours. So that would just be 450 in each of the years. We do ask that students do a 1-year commitment, meaning even if you get into the program and you find out this is something maybe you don't want to do, there's still value in finishing out that commitment, learning, and working towards. These individuals can be a great recommendation for you. So the program is a 1-year commitment that the student needs. There's just as much value in figuring out what you want to do as what you don't want to do. And as Mackenzie said, while she wants to go for engineering, the tools that she has learned in maintenance will also help her reach that degree. Engineering isn't just behind a computer, it is working out on the shop floor and directly in the field. And many of our students mentioned Lakeshore Technical College. We have a great partnership with them. And some of our students, depending on the program area, will take classes out at LTC. Majority, not all of the schools do cover the cost for the books and the courses for the students. And some related instruction can also be done at the high school level through dual credit agreements. That's going to vary again by the high school. To get started, if you're interested in youth apprenticeship, attending one of the information sessions would be really your first step. And again, that is December 2nd at 5:30 is a general session. December 7th is another general session at 5:30. And then January 11th at 5:30 is the Manitowoc County specific session, again, where we'll do some more Manitowoc County focused items with that. From after attending that event, you'll fill out an online application. We will get you set up this spring with an interview. And then after that, you pretty much get immediate results. Most of our students in a typical year, and I know this year has been anything but typical, would start already in June, some of which will work full-time or part-time during the summer months as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm Carrie Miller, the YA Program Coordinator. You can reach me at 920-323-5705 or at my email, kmueller@cesa6.org. So kmiller@cesa6.org. We also have a Facebook page for Manitowoc County Youth Apprenticeship, so I encourage you to become a part of that. We'll have updates and information on there as we go through the remainder of this school year and working with students and placing students for next year. Thanks for listening today, and we really hope to see you to learn more about youth apprenticeship in the coming years. Thank you.